Hello. I do believe we have a date. Well, that depends. Did you talk to and agree to meet someone on Blender while set for a surprise mode? Then yes, we have a date. Surprise! An Achilles heel, please. On the rocks. Yes, I did notice that. It happens a lot. Try not to worry about it and, just don't make eye contact. And they'll calm down when they see I'm not doing anything especially terrifying. You know, you can look me in the eye. It's a thing I have to want to do. You haven't really given me a reason to. So far. Kidding. Seriously, I haven't turned anybody to stone in years. Well, yes, I have before, but only in self-defense. There aren't quite so many people keen on slaying the Gorgon on this side of the veil. You get used to it. It's nice to not have to anymore. You get used to it. It's nice to not have to anymore. I mean, contrary to popular belief, we don't actually like petrifying people. Well, I mean, some of us probably do. Bound to be sickos in every species, right? So, tell me about yourself. What do you do? Fair enough. Me? Well, I started school, planning on going into archaeology, but I've already got a job as a kind of consultant. Seems I'm not the only one that thinks it's strange that there are legends about us over here. Makes you wonder if something like the blend ever happened before. Of course, the old depictions really aren't that accurate. They're either these tusked, hideous things, or just humans with snake hair. No scales, human looking eyes. They're all marble, so you can't really tell what they thought our coloration would be like. Huh, I guess you have to figure that if somebody actually saw a Gorgon way back when, they just told people about it, and they took some creative license to fill in the gaps. I'm sorry. It's a topic I'm passionate about. Personal history, you know. Oh, and I help out at a women's shelter. Oh my gods! Yes! Sort of like out of your old myths. It is so nice to actually meet somebody who knows more about us than just Perseus chopping off poor Medusa's head. But anyway, yes. Call it maternal or protective instinct or whatever. It just seemed right, you know? Mostly we cater to arrivals. Not every place is set up for the particular needs of some of the species from the other side. And some of us are pretty vulnerable. I mean, We've all been cut off from family and friends. Easy pickings for the wrong kind of guy. And if any abusive boyfriend found out where any of the girls went, I'd like to think they'd lose their courage once they saw who helps run the place. It hasn't come up. Sometimes I almost wanted to. Not because I want to, you know. Some of the stories you hear from the girls, they just make you want to do something about it. I'm glad you get it. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's good. So, I'm going to be honest with you. Surprise mode dates have been pretty hit or miss for me. Mostly miss. Most guys that use surprise mode seem like they actually want to meet somebody of a specific species and are just too stuck on hang-ups or whatever it is to just click what they're after. Nobody's expecting me. And outside of surprise mode, well, I've been told I'm a little intimidating. Tell me the truth. I mean, you're rolling with it pretty well, and I appreciate that, but let me in on any insights you might have. Is it the serpents? It's the serpents, isn't it? I have total control over them, you know. It's not like they're true snakes. I mean, you think they let me stab them like this if they really had minds of their own? Thank you. Mine are pretty long, by most standards. It lets me do a little more with them. Usually I just keep them in a ponytail with one wrapped around the rest, but I figured I'd do something a little fancier with them for tonight. But I'm getting away from the original point. You think it's the snakes? And the fact that I could turn you into a rock at any time, I guess that figures. Oh, yeah. I may have control over them, but that doesn't mean they don't work. See? You'd think people would stop acting like you're a loaded gun after a while. I have to admit, though, sometimes the snakes I mean, do get a little wild when I get worked up. It's an emotional response. Like when people shake when they're scared or sweat when they're hot. Well, like when humans sweat, scales don't sweat. Pluses and minuses to that, I suppose. Okay, I can tell you have something on your mind. I can almost see the question. What is it? Personal questions are fine. I won't answer if I don't want to. Not one you'd ask a human girl. Well, now I'm really intrigued. Nope, too late. No backing out now. Spill it. Does the carpet match the. Oh, bold. I like that. Well, okay. A little bold. I did have to make you say that. Frankly, I'm just happy that you aren't afraid to look me in the eye. Well, you hide it well, and it turns out that's good enough. No. The answer to your question. No, it doesn't. I won't elaborate further, but play your cards right, and maybe, just maybe, I'll let you see for yourself. I just made it weird, didn't I? I mean, obviously that's what we're both looking for. I, I mean, part of what we're both looking for. I mean, I'm. Oh, God damn it! And this was going so well. So, like I was saying, I don't go on a lot of decent dates. Which is something I think I just made abundantly clear. Another of the same, please. And here I am, looking ridiculous in these heels and this little black dress like some kind of stereotype of. Oh, I don't even know what. Gods, I probably sound desperate. You're sweet. You know, there are a lot of guys out there just looking to hook up with somebody from the other side because we're exotic or whatever. Not that there's anything that wrong with wanting a change of pace or anything, but somehow I get the feeling that isn't your style. So I've got to ask, why surprise mode? Don't want to limit yourself. I like that. To be honest, I didn't think there was a right or wrong answer to that question when I asked it. But I guess there is. Because you picked the right one. I think I might like you. You should feel honored. Gorgons are a rarefied commodity, even on the other side. It's not like there are a lot of us. You'd be joining a pretty exclusive club if you ended up dating one. Granted, like I said, it's not a club quite everybody wants to be a member of. But the benefits are pretty nice. Oh. Hey, look at me for a sec. No hesitation. You're actually not afraid of my hard stare? Oh, come on. It's a little funny. But seriously, this is sort of a test. I don't want to play games with anybody. And there are some things I want to be sure you can handle. Things that not everybody can. Things about me that are a little scary to some guys. Staring into my eyes when you know I could turn you into a particularly lifelike piece of statuary on a whim was the first part. I'm glad you can handle that. Now, lean a little closer. Closer. They're not real snakes. Remember that. As they start sliding around the back of your head, around the back of your neck, That's all part of me. A part of me that wants to touch you, that wants to draw you in, closer and closer to my lips. Wow. We'll call that test passed with flying colors. Well, of course they're watching. They never really stopped. That's something you'll have to get used to, too, dating a Gorgon. Some of them are probably frightened I'm going to eat you or something. And some are just waiting for the moment when I turn you into stone because that's what they figure we do to everybody. And some of them, even though they won't admit it, even to themselves, are maybe a little bit jealous. Now, what do you say about maybe getting out of here? I can think of some very pleasant ways to spend it together.